town Chicago is. My kind of town Chicago is. My kind of people too. People who smile at you.
I'll go back here to the PM show with the one and only Larry Manetti, the lovely Nancy Manetti, and the great superstar Carol Burnett. And we were talking during the break. Carol, Nancy, Larry, you guys are really the golden age of television for most of us. I mean, you're not going to see those days again, am I right?
That's true.
I don't think so.
I know so. It's brutal out there.
The reality shows are killing television, and the networks are cutting back.
We were talking about this. It's all because of money. And, you know, it's just a shame that quality is no longer the premium.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all about making the buck. Where you get quality at times is on cable.
Yes, definitely.
You get some really good stuff on cable.
Yeah.
And the ratings are lower on cable because not as many people see it, and yet they're spending the money to do better stuff.
Well, I'm happy for that.
There's more
Me
Emmys
too.
and more Emmy nominations on cable. I think only like one channel got it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You know, if the soap network wanted to be number one, all they'd have to do is say, you know what, we're putting the money up and we're taking the General Hospital, All My Children, and we're going to do them live, and everybody would hook up to cable or satellite to get it.
Well, General Hospital has been spared so far.
So far. I think there's been rumors about that maybe disappearing too.
So, but maybe a cable network will pick up All My Children. What about Service Electric? We might be with them. We should bring that up.
You can talk to them about that. You know, Carol, you tour all around the country, and there's a whole new audience that's discovering your show, right?
Yeah, I go around not often. I maybe do 3 trips a year and do 3 shows for those 3 trips. And but what is really wonderful, interesting for me, is that it's not a lot of blue-haired people in the audience. There are a lot of kids. They're youngsters, and I wondered why. Now, some of them had seen me in Annie, when they were growing up or whatever. But most of them watch us on YouTube.
Oh, isn't that great?
That's it. They see it.
Yeah, and they these kids, you know, and I get fan mail saying we saw a sketch that you did, or where did you know, and why isn't this on television anymore? And they're like teenagers.
Yeah, it's a whole new, and that Hulu.com has got all the episodes.
Yeah, I love it. You know, and some people say, well, you shouldn't have your show on YouTube, for goodness sakes, because we do sell it, you know, in DVDs. But my point is, that's going to make them want to buy it.
Yeah,
I bought them. I have all of them.
You know, you do.
Oh, yeah.
She mentioned,
I watch them, yeah.
Carol just mentioned, Carol, you mentioned blue hair, and Larry and I put caps on for the rest of the show.
Don't, no, not me. My hair's fine.
Thank you, Larry.
How many episodes of Magnum did you do, Carol?
I did
3 or 4?
No.
More?
I think I did 2.
Oh, that's all?
I think so.
You were so wonderful. It's like you did 22.
Thank you. Well, I would have loved to. It was such fun.
Now, what was that episode? What was that all
Well,
about?
we did 2, and the first one was really fun, where Tom and I were locked in a bank vault.
Right.
Yeah, it was hysterical.
Yeah, and we were losing our oxygen.
Some hard times.
I remember that episode.
And so we got really silly. Yeah. You know, really silly, and trying to figure out how to get out of there. So that that was fun. And then another one was where I was like an amateur detective.
Yeah.
I was taking a course in being a detective, and so I went to Magnum to find out how I could be his assistant or something like that.
One. That was funny. That was funny.
Is that the one where you guys jumped up and down and supposedly in an elevator?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
Now, where were you in that episode? You were at Rick's cooking or something?
Actually, Roger Mosley and I came in at the end of each one.
Right.
But it was her show, and she did. They were terrific, and quite frankly, we didn't fit in. So I mean, we fit in at the end. So we were happy with it. I was just happy to breathe the same air as she did.
I was just sorry that we didn't have a scene.
Well,
Yeah.
No, but I guess it wasn't.
Some kind of a romantic scene or something could have been going on there. over maybe you making some pasta, Larry, or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Linguine or
Well,
something
that
like
would
that.
turn me on.
Well,
There you go.
Well,
ladies and gentlemen.
listen, we're not dead yet, so you never know.
rolling around in the
Hey,
sauce.
Tim Conway's going to do the show, Carol.
What?
The radio show, Tim Conway.
Is he?
Yeah.
Show, yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and I think Steve Lawrence will too.
Oh,
So
well, you can't find a funnier person than Conway.
What is with that guy? He is just.
He's just got this great comedic take on everything.
genius guy.
I did an interview with him one time, and I said, "Could we take a picture?" And I put my headset on to make it look like I was, interviewing him. And he took the end of the cord of the headset and held it up in the picture with a weird look on his face, like, "What is this guy trying to say? He's got his headphone on. It's not plugged in."
Yeah,
Is that's a Tim Conway moment, right?
And also, Stevie Lawrence was one of my favorite guests because not only could he sing, we all know that,
Yeah.
but he was funny. And we would put him in sketches, and he was brilliant.
Yeah.
We did Postman Always Rings Twice. He did John Garfield. We did African Queen. He did Bogart. He was brilliant. And at one point, we were running long. The show was over, and Stevie came to us and said, "Cut my song." Cut my song. I want to do the sketches. He was so. And at one point, when we went to syndication, all of the musical numbers were cut, unfortunately. So we were a half hour of sketches. So Steve was in the sketches, and he said at one time he and Edie were in an airport somewhere. And these kids came up and said, "You're that funny guy on the Carol Burnett show." They had no idea he could carry a tune.
He's very underrated.
Oh, he is so good.
That happens to you, doesn't it, Larry? They don't recognize you for your singing strength?
They
see
don't
it.
recognize me. They don't. But,
Larry,
listen.
you sing.
Huh?
Do you
Trust me,
sing?
you don't want
Me?
him to
No.
sing.
Oh.
I thought Mike was.
Yeah, I should say yes and let you put me in the Hollywood Bowl. We'll clear the audience in 3 seconds.
Just bring Linguini for the audience, and they'll
I
all
want
put
to
up
talk
with
to
it.
Carol about her book that she's writing.
All right. Can you hang in with us, Carol?
Sure.
The great Carol Burnett is with us, ladies and gentlemen. It is the PM show with the great Larry Manetti, with the wonderful Nancy Manetti, the incredible Carol Burnett. We're going to take a quick break. Come back. If you want to email us, by the way, don't forget Larry's got his email address up and running now. Manetti, Manetti, @crni.net. We'll be back.